students, this is your tutor Namonga, and in today's tutorial we'll be looking at the animal in the plant cells. Okay, so this is the first grade 8 topic. Okay, so what are our objectives for this tutorial? Number one is, at the end of this tutorial you should be able to define a cell. Okay, number two, you should be able to label parts of the cell. The third one is you should be able to distinguish between plant and animal cells. Okay, so objectives mean what things will you learn at the end of this. So you define a cell, label parts of the cell, distinguish between plant and animal cells. Okay, so let's start with the definition. What is a cell? A cell is simply a basic unit of a living organism. That's easy. Okay, so now let's look at parts of the cell. So remember, from our objectives, you should be able to label a plant and an animal cell. Okay, so let's look at our diagrams. The first diagram here is showing what a plant cell looks like. So let's label. Number one, that's a cell wall. Number two, that's a cell membrane. 3 is a cytoplasm. 5 is a chloroplast. 7 is the vacuole. Okay, 6 is the mitochondria, and 4 is the nucleus. Okay, let's have a look at an animal cell. So an animal cell, 1 is the cell membrane, 2 is the cytoplasm, 3 is the mitochondria, and of course 4 is the nucleus. Okay, so now let's look at the functions of each of these cells. Okay, these functions I'm highlighting here, you're supposed to know them by heart because they are very much examinable. You'll be asked about these functions in your test, mock, or the final exam. Okay, so number one is a cell wall. What's the function of the cell wall? The function of the cell wall is that it protects the cell and gives it its shape. Okay, number two, we have the cell membrane. So the cell membrane controls substances that enter and leave the cell. Okay, third, we have the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is a site of most processes of the cell. It contains a number of organelles. So all the organelles, the nucleus, the mitochondria, what you find them in the the cytoplasm. So it has two functions. One, it's where most processes of the cell occur, and then it also contains organelles of the cell. Okay, the nucleus controls all the activities of the cell. Okay, you can liken the nucleus to the head of the house. Depending on the type of family you come from, other families are headed by females, others by males. So before you do anything in that house, the head has to approve, whether it's your dad or your mom. Okay, so the nucleus is like the head of the family. It will control everything that happens in the cell. Okay, next we have the chloroplast. The chloroplast is a site of photosynthesis. Okay, it contains chlorophyll, which absorbs light for photosynthesis. Okay, the mitochondria, which is rarely asked at grade 9 level, but I've put it here in case it is asked. So the mitochondria is a site for respiration. It's responsible for energy production. Again, we can liken this to the kitchen. You know, the kitchen is where you prepare the food for you to eat. So now the mitochondria is like the kitchen of the cell. Okay, so these parts, please, I emphasize, ensure that you know these functions by heart. Okay, then we have the vacuole. The vacuole stores cells up and gives extra support to the cell by pressing hard against the cell wall. Okay, so now let's look at the differences between a plant and an animal cell. Okay, so these differences, again, very important. Yes, you should be able to distinguish between a plant and animal cell. Remember, this was our third objective in the beginning of this tutorial. So the difference, number one, is that a plant cell has a cellulose cell wall, while an animal cell does not have it. Okay, I'm sure while you're watching this, you go back to the slide that has diagrams. You see that a plant cell has a cell wall, an animal cell does not have a cell wall. Number two is that a plant cell has a large permanent vacuole, while an animal cell has no large permanent vacuole. In others, it's not even present at all. You can clearly see these differences from the two diagrams there. Then the third one again, a plant cell has chloroplast, while an animal cell has no chloroplast. Our last difference is that a plant cell has a regular shape and is big in size, while an animal cell is irregular and is very small in size. Okay, so again, just an emphasis, make sure you're able to distinguish between a plant and an animal cell. Okay, so this brings us to the end of this. Remember, you're supposed to be able to define what a cell is. Okay, number 2, you should be able to label the parts of an animal and a plant cell and give their what? Their functions. Then the last thing you're supposed to know under this is to distinguish between a plant and an animal cell. Remember, each time you learn a new topic, you go to past papers and look for questions on what you just learned. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.
I remember when we were staring photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. Call me when you want. Baby, can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah. Call me when you want. Baby, can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember when we were staring photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. I remember when we were staring photo. Don't forget the way you look me in the eyes. And I keep you in my heart. In my heart is where you are. I still think of you. I want you coming back. Call me when you want. Baby, can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah. Call me when you want. Baby, can take it on my heart. Yeah, yeah. Give me your love. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then the thing you are picking, that will be the numerator. The total things you have, that will be the denominator. Okay, that was from 2021 paper 2. Question 2, a box has 8 white and red marbles. A box has 8 white and 4 red marbles of the same size. If a marble is picked at random from the box, what is the probability that it is red? Okay, so you say, white marbles, how many are there? 8. Red marbles, how many are there? 4. When you add this, will give you 12 marbles. Okay? So then, the probability of picking red is equal to how many red marbles are there? 4. What's the total number of marbles? 12. What number can go into 4 and 12 at the same time without leaving a remainder? That's a 4. Okay? So you say, white marbles, how many are there? 8. Red marbles, how many are there? 4. When you add this, will give you 12 marbles. Okay? So then, the probability of picking red is equal to how many red marbles are there? 4. What's the total number of marbles? 12. What number can go into 4 and 12 at the same time without leaving a remainder? That's a 4. So 4 into 4, 1. 4 into 12, 3. And you end there. So the probability of picking red is 1/3. Let's do our last example from the 2022 paper. Okay. So a bag contains 3 red and 9 green marbles. So you write 3 red, okay, and then 9 what? Green. So when you add 9 plus 3, that will give you 12. Okay, so 12 balls. They're asking you, what is the probability of picking green? So you see how many green marbles are there? 9. So probability of picking green is equal to 9 over 12. Your last thing is, the last task is to know what number can go into both. So it's a 3. 9 into 3, 3. 9 into 12, 4. So the probability of picking green is 3 over 4. Okay? So how you understand math is you practice every day. You can't understand math the way you would read RE. You just read today and pack your book. This has to be your daily bread. You keep practicing. And how do you practice? You solve past paper questions, as many as you can. So as you can see here, I give you examples direct from ECZ past papers. So if you have a question that's challenging from past papers, you can just hit my inbox there in the comment section and I will try to help. Thank you.